kator tapasya to have a beautiful son. Not only she did not simply direct the chant, the mantra. Both of them did kator tapasya. Right? So that is why anyway आप सब लोग बूढ़े हो गए अभी बच्चे those who are planning to marry you know, think about Rasal always says many people they complain अरे मेरा बच्चा ऐसा हो गया नाटी है right फिर before if you perform austerity before marriage then a nice son or a daughter will be born. Then you don't have to perform austerity after marriage, after their birth. After their birth. You know why? Because then a good son will be born. Otherwise, नालायक जन्म लेगा फिर उसको देखभाल करते करते थक जाएंगे. Right? So they wanted to have a very, very great son. Very great son. That's why in order to have a very great son, they worshipped Indra. They did kator tapasya and they prayed to Indra. So Indraya Vajrahastaya Trailochanaya Namo Namaha. You know? So Indra, of course we ISKCON wale we look down upon all these demigods. Indra, right? Because we are too attached to Krishna. But Indra is not an ordinary person. Everybody very powerful. Vajrahastaya. He has a Vajrahasta in his hand, Vajrayudham is there, and everybody is afraid. Then all the demigods, he's Devadi Dev, Devan ka Dev hai. So very powerful, right? Very powerful. But Maharaj Kulashekara says, Shudra Rudra Pitamaha Prabhrutaya Kita Samasta Sura. These demigods, Shiva, Brahma, and all these demigods, they are like Shudra Rudra Pitamaha Prabhrutaya Kita Samasta Sura. So devotees, they think that all these demigods and all, they are like insects. Kita Samasta Sura. If you remember Krishna, like that. Anyway, that. So, Brahmananam Gavam Chaiva Sukrutam Cha Sadakam. So, a very great son will be born. Very great son. And then he will be famous in all the three worlds. हो गया, अभी भी फेमस है, right? Right? अभी भी फेमस है. डायलॉग क्या? Brahmana naam gavam chaiva. So he will be the protector of the Brahmanas. He will be protector of the cows. Sukritarchanta sadakam. Atimanisha karmanam. Right? So he will be performing superhuman activities. Right? When he is such a great personality that Indra, he invited Arjuna. In general, in order to go to heavenly planets, you have to leave this body and get a new body which is fit to live in the heavenly planets. Right? But Arjuna went with the self same body to Indraloka. And not only that, Indra made him sit. He gave him Simhasanam. Means he made him sit on half of his throne. Simhasana. He made him sit next to him. Right? Very glorious. Then he killed 60,000 Nivatakavachas, demons, which Devatas are not able to kill. Yeah? Arjuna went and killed all of them. Nivatakavachas. Like anyway, later on it will come. Right? Jatamatre Kumaretu Vaguvacha Sharirini Mahagambhira Nirgosha Nabho Nadayati Tatha. So Ghosh, means all over, in all the three worlds, all the Devatas also could hear. Ghosh, this Asharira Vani, she made an announcement that a great son is taking birth, like that. So Asharira Vani, she said, this Pativrata Kunti Devi, she gave birth to a boy, who is equal to Kartavirya Arjuna. Anybody knows who is Kartavirya Arjuna? What is the story? Anybody knows? His mother, once she went to attend the Abhishek ceremony, king's wife, she refused to honor Charnamrit. Because of that, Matru Dosha, it is called Matru Dosha. He took birth, his hands are very weak, Vikalam. He is the only son. Then he was very, very depressed and disappointed. And then somebody told, in the nearby forest, Dattatreya, he is residing. Go and worship him, go and please him. Right? He went and worshipped Dattatreya, and Dattatreya is a very tough man to please. He gave such stern and tough test to pass. Then Kartavirya Arjuna passed. Then served him for a long time, and then Dattatreya gave him a benediction that he will have 1,000 arms. 1,000 arms. Then he took a benediction from Dattatreya that in my kingdom, all my people should get their necessities without working hard, without going to factory, without having to travel in local trains. So people used to get their necessities without plowing the land. The Mother Earth used to give grains. That's it, right? अभी इतना हार्ड वर्क करना पड़ता है, राइट? फैक्ट्रीज में जाके, कोल माइंस में इधर उधर रोड बनाते हैं, इतना गर्मी में ये वर्कर लोग रोड बनाते हैं, क्या क्या, फिर वो रोड साइड पे सो जाते हैं. बट इट इज कलियुगा, बट लाइक दैट. He is equal to Kartavirya Arjuna in Tejas. Then he will be equal in strength with Lord Shiva. Then he is equal with in Indra in Yashash and Ajaya. So later on, Bhimsen, while giving Namkaran ceremony, they gave him the name of Arjuna. Arjuna means white. Previously, according to the Lakshana of the son and the daughter, they used to give names. अभी कोई ये करेगा, on the net, they go through the names, some odd sounding name. they would give, and then they have it is no meaning, like that. But what is meant by Arjuna? Arjuna means white. Arjuna means white, but he is blackish in color. But why the name Arjuna is given? Later on, Arjuna himself describes about his name to Uttara Kumar, that because all my activities are completely dharmic, which is white. Dharmic activities means white. Because all my activities are white in nature, that is why my name is given as Arjuna. Like that. So when Kunti Devi kept on producing children, Madhuri Devi, she said, ये तो अन्याय है, right? अन्याय है. Then she went and requested her husband that please tell your Didi, our Didi, Kunti, to give me one son. I also should have one son, otherwise kya hoga, right? Then she gave a mantra, and then she is very deceitful lady, thoda crooked hai. So instead of calling one devata, she called two devatas, Ashwini Kumaras. When two children are born, Kunti was very irritated. This is nonsense. I gave one to call for one son. Out of deceitfulness, she called two sons. Ashwini devatas. And she said, when Pandumara, when again she requested that I want to have one more son, she said nothing doing. I will not give. Because this is cheating. अभी तो कंबाइंड फैमिलीज नहीं होता है, लेकिन कंबाइंड फैमिलीज में ये बहुत ये सब चलता है, चिल्ड्रन को लेके, राइट. So this anyway, Nakula and Sahadeva. Right? Nakula and Sahadeva, they are like that. So Prithviya Chaturam Tayam Varno me Durlabha Samaha Karomi Karma Suklam Cha Tena Mam Arjunam Viduhu. So this is I already explained this. Dharani anyway, then these 5 sons are born, and all the Namakarana ceremony was done. Then Dasa Samskara, Putra, all this, Namakarana, then Annaprasana, and then so many, all the samskaras are being done, and these 5 sons are very effulgent, very great sons. Even the renounced sages also, they became very, very happy and blissful, to see these children growing up. To see these children growing up like that. Then unhoni, this Pandu Maharaj is also very happy, sons, beautiful sons, So meanwhile, anyway, I think that is it's a different, because Gandhari also became pregnant, and then she was carrying the children for a long time, and then when this politics is there, the elder, Bharata, according to Bharata Vamsha, the eldest son will become the king. So she very much wanted to have a son, take birth before Kunti gives birth. Gives birth. Anyway, next week I will describe how she became pregnant and all. When she heard that Kunti Maharani gave birth to Yudhishthir Maharaj, Gandhari became very, very frustrated, and then she hit her stomach. She hit her stomach, out of envy. That embryo fell down, fell down. Then, so she asked, because Vyasadeva only, blessed her that, you will have 100 sons. Then she asked, kya ho gaya? You should have, the whole entire scripture, the difference between devotees and non-devotees is faith. She could have had faith in the words of the great sage Vyasadeva, because she didn't have that faith in the words of Vyasadeva, and then she was a little bit in a hurry, then she hit the stomach, and then the embryo fell down, that pinned up, and then he said, you should have patience, 100 children will take birth, so it will take time. So now what to do? My benediction should not go waste. And then he cut them into 100 pieces, and then they stored in 100 pots in mix of herbs and all that. IVF. Test tube babies. But actually, then when they were cutting, they wanted to cut 100 pieces. But Gandhari had a very secret desire to have one daughter also. When they cut 100 pieces, and then it became actually 101 pieces. Small piece was left out. लड़की so उसको दुश्शला, like that. So that thing has happened. And anyway, so very, very, then what happened? One day, there is one autumn season, very nice weather, all that stuff happened. And then Madri was with Pandu Maharaj, right? Then Pandu Maharaj became agitated, even though she was stopping him. But your destiny, nobody can change one's destiny. It is called will of the providence. Even sometimes we don't want to do certain things, but we are forced to do because will of the providence. We have to suffer. We don't want to do that, but at that moment we are forced to do that certain activity, and then we have to suffer for that. So Pandu Maharaj, all these years they have controlled their senses, restrained their senses, like that. But at that very weak moment, he could not control his mind and senses. Then he combined with Madri, and immediately died. As soon as he combined with, because that was a curse. And Kunti Maharani is what have you done? Okay? What have you done? Like that. So at that time, Sati Sahagaman was there. So that time, who will, then Kunti Maharani, she wanted to do Sati Sahagaman. Means she wanted to, anyway, that we can't even imagine, that time, during those years, the wives, they have so much love for their husbands. They cannot live without her husband, even for a moment. And then they leave, just like Padmavati, Jayadev Goswami. As soon as she heard that, the queen actually joked that, Jayadev Goswami died. As soon as she heard the news, she gave up her life. And then again they had to bring back her life. He is alive. That is Pativrata Dharma. We don't understand. Men are also not like this. Women are also. That's why Prabhupada said it was not good. Otherwise they used to voluntarily, because in previous Vaidhavya means Vidhava Aurat, their lives used to be horrible. So they used to prefer. And then those who performed Sati Sagaman, they used to go to Swargala along with the husband. Now all those things. So anyway, it's not a thing. Here, very beautiful thing has happened. Madri said, you don't do Sati Sagam, I will do, because if I am alive, if I have to take care of these 5 sons, I am not broad-minded, I am not Mahatma like you. I will make differentiation between my sons and your sons. But you are such a great soul that you have equal vision. You will take care of my children also and then your children also equally. And not only that, you will have more love for my children than your children. That is better that I do Sati Saga. Right? So who is the favorite son of Kunti? Sahadev. Right. Such a great soul, Kunti Maharani. She never made any differentiation between these 5 sons. It's a great quality, not to make differentiation. So anyway, after that we will hear more. Hare Krishna. So our Vidyadan, this marathon has started. I have a stall, 2 stalls actually. Please join in book distribution. Then this year we are distributing. We are having like last year we distributed Bhagavad Gita's free in Ayodhya temple construction, temple opening. Right. So this year we are having Kumbh Mela. Right? In Kumbh Mela, millions, crores of people come. Right? So we are going to distribute Bhagavad Gitas in Kumbh Mela. Maybe 15 rupees or 20 rupees will be selling them. So those who want to distribute or you want us to distribute in Kumbh Mela, you can sponsor Gitas. Right? Hindi is 210 rupees. I think Marathi 190. English kitna? 280. English is 280. Like that. You can sponsor few Gitas. Okay? We have time till, I think it's the Kumbh Mela starts in January, I think. Like that. So anybody has any questions? So we are from Juhu temple, we are planning to distribute 25,000 Gitas in Kumbh Mela. Total I think 50 lakh rupees from Juhu. So tell me, anybody has any questions? Otherwise, please join us on Sunday evening class. Thank you. Hare Krishna. We have a stall in temple hall.